classic Depression backroom moment, as illustrated by Frank Capra.
You sit there back at your big cigars and think of deliberately killing an idea that's made millions of people a little bit happier. An idea that's brought thousands of them here from all over the country, by bus and by freight and jalopies and on foot, so they can pass on to each other their own simple little experiences. Why, look, I'm just a mug and I know it, but I'm beginning to understand a lot of things. Why, your type's as old as history. If you can't lay your dirty fingers on a decent idea and twist it and squeeze it and stuff it into your own pocket, you slap it down. Like dogs, if you can't eat something, you bury it.
Former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker urged Obama to act.
Right now, when you have your chance and their breasts are bared, you need to put a spear through the heart of all these guys on Wall Street that for years have been mostly debt merchants.
But it didn't happen. The bailout was forced through a panicked Congress. The media applauded. The Treasury made no immediate demands that bankers make that money available in new loans to businesses or the public, or for that matter, cut their personal compensations. It made no demands that shareholders or bondholders absorb any losses. Taxpayers would fund the bailout alone. The biggest losers over time would be workers, pensioners, older people with savings, homeowners, small businessmen, students with loans, and those, especially African Americans, who lost their jobs to a surging structural unemployment problem. Many simply lost their tenuous grip on the proverbial American dream of joining the middle class. The myth of upward mobility was shattered. The bankers, or banksters as they were nicknamed during the Great Depression of the 1930s, had talked of voluntary restraint, but received record compensation packages for the next 2 years. Whereas CEOs in Britain and Canada earned 20 times as much as the average worker in 2010, and in Japan 11 times. In the U.S., CEOs made 343 times as much as the average worker. The number of billionaires went from 13 in 85 to 450 in 2008. While the minimum wage stagnated at $5.15 an hour from 1997 to 2007, the poverty rate was higher than at any time since the 1960s. The net worth of the average American family actually dropped almost 40%, from $126,000 in 2007 to $77,000 in 2010. By 2011, the top 1% had more wealth than the bottom 90%. Populist anger boiled over into the Occupy Wall Street movement, a kind of protest not seen since the 1930s. The right-wing Tea Party expressed a different kind of anger fueled by advocacy groups like Americans for Prosperity, largely funded by the conservative billionaire Koch brothers. The confused Americans